What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again, and as we talked about last week, we started to see some issues with China and the banning of cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency mining in the region. And it appears that some of these regulations are starting to come to fruition with today's announcement from Sparkpool that discusses the shutting down of Sparkpool and the timeline surrounding it. Let's get into it right after a word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is myself. To support the channel, click the join button below the video and you will get access to our privately hosted Rocket Chat. Selecting the $1.99 option will get you access, and after that you need to head over to the membership tab, scroll down, and expand out your membership perks. Find the section for connecting on social media, and in that section there will be a secret registration URL to join Rocket Chat, where you can sign up to enjoy talking with other cryptocurrency enthusiasts and miners without spammers, scammers, or bots. Alright, so let's hop right into it, and first of all, what I have up here is basically how I found out about this, which was a tweet from Sparkpool today about 2 hours ago, which is September 27th of 2021. And it says, announcement of suspension of service by Sparkpool. Dear users, as an effort to be maximally compliant with regulatory requirements, Sparkpool had stopped providing services to new users from mainland China on September 24th, 2021. It's interesting here that there actually was no official announcement until today, but the service providing for people on mainland China did stop on the 24th of September, at least according to this. Now, there may be, some language barriers in the interpretation of this from Mandarin to English is what I would assume. But let's continue on. A complete shutdown for all Sparkpool services and operations for the existing users at home or abroad has been planned for September 30th, 2021. And that is going to be in UTC +8 for the time zone at approximately 8 p.m. under the premise of ensuring the safety of our users' assets. Please plan accordingly. Further detail about the shutdown will be sent out through announcements, emails, and insight messages. Thank you for your understanding, and we are extremely grateful to all our users for their long-term support to Sparkpool. Sparkpool team, and this is actually dated September 26, 2021. The tweet went out 2 hours ago, and then if we head on over to the Sparkpool website, you can see here that essentially they have the announcement up there. They do have a little checkbox to basically accept it. And the date here is September 27th, 2021. So it didn't pop onto the website until today. And the tweet didn't go out until today either. I don't know where the September 26th was at. Maybe they were planning on releasing that information yesterday, but just didn't get around to it. For whatever reason, what we have here is an announcement for the shutdown of Sparkpool on the 30th of September. Get that coconut oil out of there. Yeah. Now, remember, I did talk about this last week, and I said we probably wouldn't see an immediate impact surrounding cryptocurrency and the price of it on that day, and all of the events would start to happen later on in the month. As you can see, these are the types of things that are going to affect the markets and start basically bringing to light the realization that it is possible that these bans are not to be messed with in China. This is happening now. And as you can see here, essentially one of the largest pools in cryptocurrency history, definitely Ethereum history, is being shut down. Already, if we head on over to miningpoolstats.stream, you can see here that Ethermine has taken the #1 spot from Sparkpool. Sparkpool and Ethermine have been competing basically for a while, with Sparkpool being ahead significantly as well for a while. Now, currently, Sparkpool still has 20% of the hash rate of the total Ethereum network, And there are only 3 days to get off. There's a lot of questions going on here. If you're on Spark Pool, what happens when it gets shut down on the 30th if you haven't met the minimum payment requirements? Is it going to still spit it out to you, or is it not? Is everything lost at that point? And then, of course, the big question for everybody else in mining is this going to affect or impact difficulty, which means, of course, impacting your profits? Now, in theory, it could only impact it, of course, in a positive nature. Of course, dependent on pool, though, if all of the hash rate moves over to other pools, it could be interpreted or move into, of course, decreasing your profits on any given particular pool. Let's say that's Ethermine, etc., by increasing the pool difficulty in particular. Just kind of a note and interesting. The other thing that we have to talk about here is that's 20% of the hash rate. Ethermine, the next most popular or the most popular pool right now, is 23.2% of the hash rate, and a consolidation of hash power could, of course, be something that you need to keep your eye on. For example, if everything from Spark Pool moved over to Ethermine, all of a sudden you have 43% of the hash rate concentrated on one mining pool, and nobody likes that because that's getting too close to the 51%. So a lot of moving parts. We don't know what's happening here. We just know that Spark Pool itself is getting shut down. Now, there are other Chinese pools. You have F2 pool, you have B pool, and a few others. Those are the 2 large ones that service China. No announcements from them yet. We'll have to wait further into the week and see. The timing of it, happening before the 1st of next month does make me think that there's probably something legally binding happening there as far as within the mainland China. And we'll just have to see if other pools go ahead and follow suit and start shutting down. Suffice to say, you probably want to get off of pools that support anything in China just in case, well, if you are mining directly to a Chinese pool. So So if you are currently mining directly to a Chinese or a pool that is based in China, probably best to just get off of it if you can. Now, in the case of like global pools, right? So you have a pool that has a server in China, a server in the US, and servers wherever else. You're just going to want to get off of the server that's in China, and then hopefully what that's going to do is allow you to continue mining, and all they will do is shut down those specific servers. But I'm not positive on that, right? There is the question of where is the master wallet stored for those sites, because if the master wallet is stored in a server in China, even though they have US servers, that could impact the entire pool from a global perspective there, and they would need to get those funds moved. Obviously, I don't know how pools in particular that may run into that problem are going to handle it, but I'd be curious to know because that'll be a big deal as well. So what are we looking at as miners for difficulty drop if all of the hash rate came off of Spark Pool? Well, you're looking at about a 20% drop. If it doesn't come back on the network, that will drop the difficulty by 20% from about 9.65 to about 7.7 on the difficulty chart here. And that should mean, of course, increased profits for everybody on the network. However, I'm sure there's some stuff being worked out to move that hash power from Spark Pool to another solution. It should be interesting to start seeing what happens here. I did see a couple pools start bumping up in the list here. If you take a look, you see a big spike here from 6 terahash to 21 terahash on Huobi Pool. I don't know how to pronounce that, but there you go. And so there are a couple suspicious things like that happening. I'm curious once again to see exactly what happens, but is this a good thing for miners? Possibly, at least in the short term. We're gonna have to see how this pans out. Obviously, in the long term, because the fact that China is making these moves means that it is possible that other global financial institutions will follow suit. That is a possibility. You need to keep that in mind. Do I think it's going to happen in the US right away? No, but there is that possibility. I do know that there are more protections for mining in particular in the United States, and we'll go over that in a later video. But there you go, guys. Here's the big first impact of the Chinese ban on cryptocurrency, and that is the shutdown of Sparkpool on September 30th, 2021. It's been a long run for them. This is pretty crazy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you next Tuesday. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to see more. Also, you can check out this playlist for more content talking about cryptocurrency.